What's going on, guys? Carter here with Edge Mindset. How are you today? I'm doing pretty fantastic, actually. Pretty good. Saturday at the time of recording this. Who knows when this video is going to go up. I just threw in a brand new razor into my Chavez Chub. That edge looks kind of wonky, huh? Yeah, man, I am surprised. This is the first time I've consistently used utility blades like this, and they wear out damn fast. Anyways, we are unboxing an Emerson, not just any Emerson, a little bit, kind of a special Emerson. I don't know. We're going to be talking about it today. Outside of just showing this knife, I want to talk about a few things. I found this interesting, though. If seal has been broken, check contents. Well, I'll be honest with you. I was planning on checking the contents regardless. That's kind of the whole point of getting a package. No, those kind of warning labels are always funny. I get the gist, right? They're basically saying what they're saying is if it's broken, it may have been tampered with. But why don't they just say that instead of check contents? Because of course I'm going to check the contents. Who gets something and doesn't check the contents? I don't know. I'm just chewing up time till we get to the knife. I really like this kind of brushed metal look they have on these new ones with the shiny skull. Emerson isn't known for packaging, but you know, compared to, there it is right there. Compared to Strider, which has none, but this is interesting. Shamrock folder, TFS. That's interesting because I've never really heard of this knife being referred to as a Shamrock folder. This is it makes sense, right, why they say Shamrock folder. It's an OBS knife, Order of the Black Shamrock. Here is an Emerson knife sticker. Can't say I care for it too much. Is that a California mountain or something? I don't even know what mountain that is. Yeah, so I've owned at least one of these. I forget how many I've owned. This is somewhat of a cool knife because in order to buy this knife, you have to be a member of the Order of the Black Shamrock, which is kind of a club, right? It's a brotherhood that Emerson has put together years and years ago. It's not really that crazy. Wow, 120. So that must be maybe this particular finish because there's no way, obviously, there's no way that they've only made 120 Black Shamrock folders. So maybe this is 120 since they've changed to this finish. I'm not sure. Even that seems a little sus because they've done this for a few years now. Here is the Latin. Pax Armis Aquetrador. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it means long live the brotherhood. I'm not quite sure. Emerson knives. I am number, by the way, if you are a member of the Order of the Black Shamrock, please comment down below if you want to share what your number is. If you want to keep that to yourself, that's fine as well. I am number 1003. So I have been a member for over 10 years now, but I have not had the official folder of the organization in probably about as long. I really, really like this blade shape, that recurve, especially with this swedge up top. Like it even has like a mini swedge recurve up here. It is just absolutely sexy the way they do it. I went with the serrations, which I think was a good choice. I believe now this only comes in the Thunderstorm finish, which is this kind of hot blued finish. Look how nice that secondary bevel is. One thing about Emerson's, right? And this is something I learned very early on. The handles can be rough. Look inside there. You can see rough grinding. You know, a lot of the times the liners don't perfectly match up with the G10. You can see that down here. But their blades are always done outstandingly well. The edges, they're always razor sharp. This has the chisel secondary bevel. You can see how it just has kind of really deburring on this side. And then the actual secondary bevels on this side. He's also known for doing a lot of full chisel knives as well. But their blades are always fantastic. The finishing on the blades are so nice. The grinding is precise. They are always razor sharp. So Emerson knows what's up. They make knives and they focus on the blade. Now, a lot of people don't like Emerson's, the fit and finish, the price, and I get that. But for me, I don't know. For me, I love the garage aesthetics of them. I love the history. I love the concept of a brotherhood. Order of the Black Shamrock. Order of the Black Shamrock really is a group trying to adhere to good moral values, being a good person, standing up for what you believe in, and being there for each other. Right? That's what it's all about. And when you become a member, even though it's just, clicking some buttons online saying I agree, you are agreeing to adhere to these rules. Oh, they're not rules. They're guidelines for being a good person. They're guidelines for being somebody else would look up to. And I think that's cool. I think that's cool for a knife company. And that's kind of what got me really into knives, was that kind of stuff, right? Like when I discovered that this quote unquote hobby, this quote unquote community is not just about a knife-like object. It's about the people behind it. It's about standing up for things and believing in things. That was cool. It turned it into something more. Because honestly, if for me, if this hobby was just getting the best knife-like object and that was it, I probably would have bowed out years ago. I would not be that into it. It's this kind of stuff that keeps me engaged. And this might not be your exact cup of tea, but I mean, this kind of thing is what turns this outside of collecting random objects I don't really need and turns it into something I can stand behind. Is this the best knife-like object you can get for $300? No. From a manufacturing standpoint, from a material standpoint, from a specs standpoint, no, absolutely not. You can get, for $300, you can buy a Chinese full titanium running on bearings, M390, perfectly centered, flickable, all that stuff. But it's not, you're not going to get the other thing. You're not going to get that feeling of pride when you put this in your, if you believe in it, you're not going to get that feeling of pride to know other people are taking their OBS knife and they're carrying it and they believe in what it stands for and they've got each other's backs. And if you're a member of the community and you run into trouble, people will be there for you. Whether it's just somebody to talk to or whatever, people will be there for you because you all are part of a thing. You don't get that with, WE knives. And I'm not knocking WE knives. It's great. I like them too. I love getting an inexpensive, cool knife that's fidgety, that's done really well for a good price. That's great. But this is just something more. Now, I know not everybody needs this and everybody wants this. I'm just trying to provide some insight into, because I get a lot of people from different backgrounds, different ages that come across my channel. And a lot of them are very confused when I can do a video gushing on something like this, along with a video gushing on, Sharp Eye Design Mini Evo or something like that. And in their minds, they're like, how can both of these knives, not only how do both of these knives exist at the same time, how does somebody like both of these knives? And so I'm always trying to provide some context and insight into why I would really cherish something like this and why I would buy something like this when you might not get it. And it's these extra things, these superfluous things outside of just this object that makes me happy. Then when I put this in my pocket, I think of Emerson's history, I think of what they stand for, I think of all the cool things they did. It's not necessarily just the knife itself, even though I actually really, really like this. I firmly believe that, this is going to sound weird, that Ernest Emerson is the best 2D designer of knives out there. Meaning, he does the best, like, the fact that he can still release new models when essentially, from this standpoint, they're all the same. He uses the same steel. He uses the same stock. He uses the same handles, black G10, same thickness liners, same standoffs, right? From this standpoint, they all look the same. His magic is being able to somehow make new, refreshing, ergonomic, aggressive-looking designs, really just from a silhouette standpoint. And he can still do it. And he has designed some of the best knife silhouettes out there, in my opinion. And this is one of them. I really, really like this. It's very, very cool. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to gush about it. I am going to throw this in my pocket. See, I've actually gotten a lot of really cool blades over the last few days that I think most people would say is better than this one. And yet, this is the one I'm more excited about right now. So, I don't know. I'm a lunatic. I'm a weirdo. I'm an old head, whatever you want to call it. But it just is what it is. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later.